So this video is going to come out really late compared to when everyone else is doing it, but Valve announced their new hardware lineup. And there were hints to this before, like various developer things popping up with Valve pointing to creating a compatibility layer for ARM platforms and Proton and what have you. And now here we are. So Valve learning from their previous mistakes as an owner of the previous Steam controller and the magic that it was. Seeing the new Steam controller makes me like slap my head, but also jump for joy. Yes, I want one. And it's very quirky. The new Steam machine being in-house, there were hints about this being the case, but now that it's actually here, that's really cool. And then, of course, the Steam frame being a standalone competitor to the MetaQuest. The controller and the frame are two things I'm really excited about, because it would be really fun, because they showed in the announcement running the Steam frame with the Steam controller, but also the Steam frame being a standalone headset means you can take it with you everywhere else too. And it looks like it's got a little bit better mounting stuff than the MetaQuest, but we'll see what happens. I want to see what the price points are on everything. So I already clicked that. So yeah, it's not coming in time for Christmas. So you're not going to have to fight Christmas rush to get a Steam machine or what have you, or the new Steam hardware. But if we go over, and you all know, I own a Steam Deck, and I own an older first-run Steam controller. I don't have the prototype Steam controller, but I have the first run of one of the versions of the first run of them that they released the STLs for, and made it so you could print your own modifications for it. But anyway, what I like about it is they made sure to include pack all the controls on the Steam Deck into the controller itself as well. So you've got your same side menu button, your Steam button, then your menu and pause buttons, and then your two touchpads and your regular controller controls. The way that they thought about the ease of use for this was phenomenal as well, between the Puck's capability of charging and being the pairing receiver for the controller. It is magnificent. So you've got your same layout you're used to on the Steam Deck for the most part. The touchpads feel kind of weird to me, and I know people have like berated the idea of having the touchpads there and not having it detachable, but the way that they added all the controls together to make it work is really, really cool. And the fact that they added touch sensors to the back so that you could activate gyro without having to touch the top of the joystick, another amazing thing as well. So they added just a couple more control schemes to it to give you just a little bit more control. And as the memes say, Gabe does nothing and he wins. Gabe does something and he wins even harder. And this is going to be a big win. So between having a Steam Deck and now having proper Steam controllers, yeah, it's nice to not have to switch out batteries too. So having the standard Steam controller myself, it's nice to have the wireless ability with it. Having to switch out the batteries can be cumbersome, especially when one of your locks kind of like is being weird and you have to kind of force the battery out. But this kind of resolves that whole issue. And given the track record that they've had with the Steam Deck previously and the previous Steam controller, I would imagine replacement batteries are not going to be hard to come by. And looking at the way the board is built, you're probably not going to have too much of a hard time finding replacement parts for the new run of the Steam controller. So you're going to be able to have it run for quite a while. And replacement parts, if Valve decides to discontinue this current run of the Steam controller, I imagine third-party parts wouldn't be too hard to manufacture with Valve's own blessing. The next thing is the Steam machine. People people have obvious memes about this new Steam machine, the Gabe Cube. The Gabe Cube is wonderful. It has all the cool things with it, including replaceable front plates, and there are certain things, if they don't add as an option for faceplates on the Gabe Cube, I'm going to be sorely disappointed. Okay? I'm not going to lie. I will be sorely disappointed if we don't see like the Half-Life microwave as an option for a front plate. Or even Gabe's face for the Gabe Cube. But it's a PC. They're not telling you what to put on it or what to run on it. And it has an integrated Steam controller receiver. Now, what's really cool is people have complained that, like, the Steam controller is dumb. I can give you that. If you don't like the design of the Steam controller, how it feels or what have you, the cool thing is you don't have to use it with the Gabe Cube. You can use any other controller with the Gabe Cube because Valve has put in work into making every odd controller work with Steam on any system. So no matter what distro you run or what operating system you install, no matter what controller you install on it, plug into it, the Gabe Cube will run fine with your controller no matter what it is. And that's cool. So you can get mad at the controller, but if you still like the box itself, you can plug the controller you already have into it or connect it to it, and it'll work just fine with Steam input and everything else because it runs on Steam. And Valve has done all the footwork to make your controller, whatever it is, work with it. And if it doesn't, there's probably a library that will like shim it for the time being until Valve gets to making your controller work. Okay? And then finally the Steam frame. The VR headset that so the Steam controller and the Steam frame are two items that I'm really, really eyeballing. And I wish I had prices on because it would be really cool to have it because I don't necessarily feel like I need the Cube right now, but I could pick one up later on and stow it away, like back behind my monitor or what have you, or put it in an odd place, or it could become an Xbox replacement in the living room, but who cares? It's the PC. The Steam frame is the coolest thing next to compete with the MetaQuest. So they've introduced like better focusing for where your eyeballs are looking. So they've got different tech for game streaming and just making it work nicer with everything else. Let's see, plug and play 6 gig. Yeah, so the adapter is a dedicated network that the Steam frame connects to stream your stuff to, which I find is another really cool add-on, is that you can plug this adapter in and it will connect directly to your frame wirelessly. So you don't have to deal with wires, you don't have to deal with weird sensors, and you can play your games that way. Let's see, you've got the cool audio camera tracking like the MetaQuest. See, I wish they had more. Easy access battery compartments. Yes, please, thank you. Standalone play. Yes, please. This is another thing that I would love to see, because I've been wanting to do VR stuff. I think I showed off my Oculus Go that I got right from that is basically worthless and is a brick. And literally, I have been looking at one of the Pico headsets, and I might wait for a Steam frame to see how much a Steam frame is going to cost before I decide on that. Although, the developer kit, that would be nice too. Anyway, Valve, I'm looking for options, please. Please. Anyway, yeah. The tech specs on it, let's see, you've got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, ARM64. This is why Proton needed to go to ARM64, because of the frame, okay? This is why they were looking at 256 gigabytes or 1 terabyte storage options on this thing. Where's the micro SD card slot? expansion port, proximity sensor, IPD lock. Button, power button. Might be the expansion slot there, just right up over the nose. Rechargeable. Head strap includes integrated dual audio drivers. Let's see, 2160 by 2160 per eye. That's wild. Custom pancake lenses, blah, blah, blah. Cameras and tracking, 4 outward, 2 interior, inside-out camera-based tracking, monochrome pass-through via outward-facing cameras. Wi-Fi 7 connectivity, amazing. Dual radios, wireless adapter included in the box, Wi-Fi 6E adapter at that. Provides direct low latency link between headset and PC. Bluetooth 5.3 is another option. So I like the controllers too. So yeah, you've got a whole bunch of options. Finger tracking, just like the other sets they had. View, menu, what have you, ABXY, D-pad. They've got a lot of controls on this that they don't deserve to have, but they have it anyway. I really want one. But anyway, yeah, Steam's whole new lineup. Like, everybody's talking about it. Like, with PlayStation and Xbox basically collabing together. And Valve doing this. I don't know if it's worthwhile to even try and pick up a new PlayStation or Xbox. Because at this point, you just as well get a Steam Deck and all those games are going to run on it just fine. Because they're all going to go to Steam anyway. And then you can play it in VR as well. So, your next console peasants, is the Steam machine. Get to the GameCube, give in, it's all you have left, and you're not even forced to run SteamOS on it. If you liked the content, if you enjoyed it, if you think I deserve it, like, comment, subscribe, leave any criticisms you have or what have you. I appreciate it. Feed that algorithm, like I said, and I will see you guys in the next one.